Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I am back with my July hits and misses. So I've been testing out a bunch of brand new makeup the past couple weeks, and today we're gonna do some speed reviews and I'm gonna let you know what's good and what's not. So get cozy, grab a snack, and let's get into it and have some girl time. First product I have that I've really been loving are the e.l.f. Squeeze Me lip balms. These smell so good, first of all, but I think the strawberry one is definitely my favorite. This has been in my purse and I love these because they're so lightweight but hydrating. I honestly really like all of the scents. They smell so good and pretty true to what they say. Like, this truly smells like strawberry candies. The vanilla one is also amazing, but you see it gives some hydration. It's not super glossy like the Laneige ones because I feel like these are supposed to be a dupe for those. I don't think it's identical to Laneige, but I do think it's a really great lip balm, especially for like, I think these are $4. So this has become a new favorite. I love these. Now I'm gonna do my brows and I'm gonna use the brow frame from Dominique Cosmetics. So this is a really cool brow pencil. So you get the brow pencil, and then what's nice about it is the shape. It is so different than most brow pencils. And you also get a spoolie and a sharpener on the other end, which is great. So the sharpener actually does work, and it's nice because you have it right here and you basically just take the pencil. You want to make sure that it's not twisted up all the way because then it could break. But then you pretty much just rub the pencil directly onto the sharpener and it actually does sharpen it very nicely. So I do like the formula of this brow pencil. I think it's nice and it's so easy, especially if you already have really great eyebrows. But even if you don't, it's a very easy product to use and it does a nice job at mimicking brow hairs and giving you a fuller brow look. The only thing is I do wish it came in darker shades because I prefer a darker, fuller brow, but for me, this has been something that I use whenever I'm not wearing a lot of makeup or if I'm not wearing any makeup at all and I still want my brows on. I use this product because it gives me a nice soft full brow. But if I'm doing more dramatic makeup looks, I usually like to do my typical brow routine and use my brow powder just because I like bolder brows with a more bolder look. So I definitely think the shape of the pencil makes it really easy to work with. I think it honestly just depends on how you like to do your brows. I do really love the brow blowout shaping gel. This keeps your brows in place all day. It's a really nice formula because it doesn't make your brows look hard. But if you're into that fluffed up laminated brow look, you would really like this. I think it's a really great brow gel, and you can see it's really easy to kind of fluff your hairs up with this gel. I really like it. So I especially like to do this kind of look whenever I'm not wearing any makeup or if I'm wearing really minimal makeup. I think it looks nice. So yeah, this brow gel is amazing. I'm just gonna prime my lids with a little bit of the Rare Beauty eye primer. For eyeshadows, I've been really loving the Full Fantasy collab. Specifically, this is the Lunar Beauty Lauralee Los Angeles color palette. This is stunning. Everything down to the quality, the color story. It's so beautiful. I'm gonna go in first with this color, which is in Besties, and I'm gonna pop that all over my lid into my crease. I love this just for simple makeup, or if you want to do a little pop of color, it's nice too. I'm not used to doing my eyeshadow with my brows like this because, like I said, I've been doing my brows like this when I'm wearing pretty much no eyeshadow and barely any makeup. I'm gonna do a neutral look today because that's just what I love. I love my neutral looks. That's actually when I feel the most comfortable and the most like myself. Now let's go in with this shade right here. And this one is in Not My Vibe. These blend so beautifully as well. So for my shimmer on the lid, I really love this color Full Fam. I'm gonna start with that, and then I'm gonna mix in a little bit of that golden shimmer in Girlies. These are stunning and truly so pretty and vibrant with your finger. If you use a brush, I recommend spraying it, but with your finger they are just to die for. And then I'm gonna add Girlies right over top. I love mixing shimmers. All of them. I'm gonna take a little bit of this brown right here on the bottom. This one is in What's Going On. I'm just gonna add a little bit of that to my outer lid, kind of smudging it too a little bit on my lash line. I want to add a little bit of the black in here, just just a little bit to the outer corner. I love doing this. Just gives it like a little sultry, smoky kind of moment. I have this new lash, you guys, that I am obsessed with. These are the Kiss Muses Collection lashes in the style Legacy. I saw another creator using these, Alexa P Beauty. She has really great makeup tips, and the minute she put these on, I was like, okay, I need those. They look so stunning on her. I need about 50 pairs of these. Like, they're so pretty. They have the perfect amount of fluff to them. Normally lashes that are a bit more bold have a thicker band, so sometimes it's a bit more tricky to apply, but these are so seamless. I also love how dark these lashes are. They are just truly perfection. Kiss lashes for the win. I've been testing out so many new primers and different SPFs, so I have quite a few to chat about. Let's start with the first one. This is the Koki Essential Hydration Primer. So this honestly is just a really great lightweight hydrating primer that reminds me of a moisturizer. So I love when primers feel like skincare, and this is exactly what it feels like. It goes on very lightweight, gives hydration without giving you that greasy, super dewy finish. It's just gonna hydrate your skin, and I think it's good. It's just a good hydrating primer. If you have dry skin, you'd probably like this. So this I actually did enjoy. The first time I used it, I was like, you don't really need it, but I think it's just a good basic hydrating primer. Another primer that I used, the new e.l.f. Invisible Sunscreen SPF 35. So this goes on truly, it's kind of like a silicone kind of consistency. You can see this is what it looks like, and then when you rub it in, it is also pretty smooth, very, very lightweight, and the texture feels a bit like silicone, but not identical. And it's not a super mattifying product as well. It just has more of a natural finish. So I thought this was really nice. This does also wear nicely under makeup. You know, I'm just like layering on the primers because I wanted to show you guys. The other primer that I tested out is the Liquid Poreless Putty from e.l.f. This is probably, out of everything, one of my new favorites. I love the texture of this as well because you can see it is very liquidy. So it's not as thick as the original Poreless Putty, but it's still very smoothing. And this one's also a bit more on the hydrating slash dewy side. You can see it does give a little bit of a glow to the skin, which I think is just so pretty, but it's not as thick as the original. And I love the original Poreless Putty, but formula is just a little bit more lightweight, which I really enjoy. So I've been loving this. Another product that I tried out, this I did not love. It's the Bare Minerals Skin Longevity Brightening Moisturizer. The only reason I didn't love this for my face, I've actually was using this more so on my chest throughout the day, but I don't really love this because it gives a bit of a white cast. So I prefer it on my body personally, on my chest, my shoulders, because it definitely does give, you see like that kind of pinky white cast, and I just don't really like the way that it looks under makeup. It has a really light, pleasant smell though, and I will say I do like how healthy it makes your skin look. Gives it this really beautiful radiance, as you can see, but I just don't like the way it looks on my skin unless I'm not wearing any makeup, because I have worn this just on its own. I think it's nice, but I think it's also under makeup a little bit too dewy. Like it feels almost heavy, like that heavy greasy kind of feeling. And then another product that I tried out is the Vacation Classic Whip SPF 30. This is another product that I don't like on my face. I mean, it wasn't bad, but I prefer it on the body. I think it's really cute, the packaging and everything. I mean, it's kind of gimmicky, but that's the main reason why I bought it. But it literally goes on like whipped cream, and that's why I feel like it's just better on your body. It's so messy for like no reason. And this is not something that I would repurchase, to be honest. I have other favorite SPFs. I just wanted to try this because I saw this on TikTok, and I think it's nice, and it definitely smells so nice and summery. And see, it's pretty. It gives a light, kind of healthy glow to the skin, but it's just not my vibe for the face. But I would definitely continue to use it for the body. But again, I wouldn't repurchase because I think there's better sunscreens for your body on the market, or for your face too. But I had to try it, you know, had to try it. And another SPF, this is the last face product before we jump into foundation, but I've been loving this Dew Glow Moisturizer SPF 50 from Naturium. This is so beautiful. I love the way it looks on its own with makeup. Also gives a really pretty glow, but I love the way this sunscreen looks on the skin. I haven't had any issues with it, so very pretty if you like a dew. But I feel like it's not too much. Like, I've worn this under makeup too, and it's not greasy. Like, I find the Bare Minerals sunscreen to just feel heavy, whereas this one doesn't. I've been really loving it. I think it's more of a natural do. Not too much. One of the newest foundations that I tried was the Kiss Natural Finish Liquid Foundation. I found this on Amazon and I think this is such a beautiful foundation, but I wish the shades were better. So I have the color here Soft Tan, and the first time that I used this, the shade was completely off. So I've kind of maneuvered it a little bit and I've done a little color correcting because it is definitely necessary, but even then it doesn't look perfect on my skin. So what I do is usually about a pump or so, 2 pumps of the foundation, and then I use my LA Girl mixing pigments. So I've been experimenting with this a little bit and I love this LA Girl mixing pigment in blue. Sometimes with this foundation, if I use too much, it can kind of make it look green. So I kind of have to, like, you know, maneuver that a little bit, but I add in also the mixing pigment in white and it definitely helps as well. So that's what I'm gonna do, because the foundation doesn't work on my skin otherwise. It looks so smooth on the skin. It also lasts really well. It's just the shades, but it was really affordable on Amazon, so I wanted to try it. So besides the shades, it is a really pretty foundation. You kind of just really have to work with the color because it's not perfect. Even this is not perfect after I like did my little mixture here, but I make it work. But it's so pretty. Like, do you see how smooth it looks on the skin? I love everything about it, the coverage and just the finish. It's beautiful. Concealer, I have the Tarte Shape Tape Radiant. I don't like this concealer. I find the coverage to be average at best, but I think this is a little bit too radiant for the under eyes. Personally, I love the Ultra Creamy from Tarte more than this one. I just think it's the best formula, has the best coverage. And by the way, I'm using the shade Light Medium Sand. It's not the worst concealer I've tried, but I think if you're gonna splurge on any Shape Tape, I would go with the creamy one. It's really pretty when you first apply it. Like, I like the radiance to it, but I don't love the way it looks after the makeup is all settled into the skin. But if you love a concealer that is illuminating and radiant, then you might like it. You know, it totally depends on your preference. I just think for me, it's a little bit too much, and that's why I prefer the creamy version, because you also get more coverage with that concealer versus this one. Let's talk about some cream blushes now. So I've been using this Urban Decay Hydromaniac Blush Glow Hydrator, and I want to get more shades because I do actually like the formula of this. It is so lightweight and buildable. So it goes on kind of like a jelly sort of formula, but it shears out very beautifully. So if you're not into an intensely pigmented cream blush, then you would like this. I know blushes can be very overwhelming, especially liquid blushes, but you see how this shears out and just gives a really pretty almost stain to your cheeks. And it is buildable, of course. The more color you add, the more you're gonna get. So I really like this formula. I think it's nice, and I like that it is buildable. And I also really like this on minimal makeup days because it gives the prettiest flush to the cheeks. Forgot to mention also this Fenty Beauty Matchstick in Strawberry Pop. This is also so beautiful. This impressed me because at first when I tried it, I was like, okay, this is pretty. I'm just adding more blush, why not? I meant to do it on this side and then I used the Urban Decay on this side, but this is definitely a little bit more pigmented just because it's a stick blush, so the formula is different, but it is more pigmented than the one from Urban Decay, and it gives this really gorgeous, literally strawberry pink blush pop. I like this formula, and you can also use this on your lips too, so this is cute. We are gonna set the face, and I'm gonna use the Nana powder from Metamorphosis. This one's in the shade Cake. If you love a matte banana powder, you are absolutely gonna love this. This is so intense as far as being matte, but it is so smoothing. It doesn't feel dry, but it definitely mattifies your skin. So I've actually really been loving this. If not only you love a matte finish, but just in general for the heat in the summer, it's beautiful. So I like to put a little bit on a powder puff, kind of tap off the excess on the back of my hand, and then set right under my eyes. And it looks so good every single time. If you like a good banana powder that is nice and matte and nice and bright, this one is it. I'm just gonna press that right in between my brows as well. Just using a flat powder brush to set the rest of my face with that same powder. I can't wait any longer. Let's do a lip combo and then I'll finish up the rest of the makeup. I have a new favorite lip liner that is incredible. It's from Moira, the Signature Lip Pencil in Caramel Beige. These come in tons of different colors, but the Caramel Beige shade is next level. It's the perfect caramel beige. And this is a wooden lip pencil that I love the formula. You can also get Moira on Amazon, which is fabulous. So yeah, This lip liner is just so good. Really enjoying these Hard Candy lip melts. The color Meet Cute has been my favorite, but I also really love the color Forever Ever. It's like a really pretty kind of sheer cherry. I just talked about these in my recent top 15 video that I did with my favorite Walmart products, and look at how gorgeous. So what I like about these is that you get a really sheer wash of color, but you also get a really gorgeous glossy finish, so you don't have to add gloss whenever you use these. I am obsessed. But today I'm going to use the color The One, which is kind of like Your Lips But Better. Are you kidding me? It's so pretty. I love this formula, and it's also not sticky. It's just really smooth and buttery. I'm gonna add more blush because the blushes, they're not super vibrant. I blended them out quite a bit underneath because I knew I was gonna add a powder over top. So I've been really enjoying also the Full Fantasy blush palette. I've been mixing these two colors and they are just so beautiful. This is also a buildable formula, so I know the colors are bright and bold, but they're very wearable. Look at how gorgeous. I love the way they look mixed together. But another blush of my dreams that I've been loving, Flower Pots blush from Flower Beauty. Next level, so stunning. It's kind of similar to the one from Full Fantasy, but you see how bright that is? It's a gorgeous hot bubblegum pink. And then I'm gonna show you what I like over top of the blush these days. Fenty Beauty Diamond Balm in Rose Rave. This, I personally don't love it too much on the eyes because it's not as glittery as the other diamond balm that they have, which is the silver one. But I love this as a blush topper because it's not as glittery as the other one, but it still gives a really gorgeous, glowy finish. And of course this has a bit of that pinky rose gold hue, so this looks stunning over so many different blushes, pretty much all pink blushes. Even honestly, if you have a corally peachy blush, this will look stunning. It does have a little bit of a kind of glittery touch, but it's not, I feel like, as much as the Diamond Balm in How Many Carats, which this one I used mostly on my eyes. Okay, mine looks dirty because I dipped my brush into this, but this one is definitely much more silvery, white, glittery, intense. Whereas this one, you can see the pink is a little bit more toned down. So that's why I prefer it as a blush topper. I'm gonna add a little bit of bronzer. This Catrice face palette, the Jungle Book collection, it's so freaking cute. And I really like these two bronzer shades together. I'm just gonna add, oh my gosh, that's too much. I should have used a different brush. That brush was intense. It blends really easily, the bronzer, it's not muddy. I'm gonna do a little bit of that right around my forehead. You see how pretty, like, and bronzed that looks? These two are pretty also as blush toppers. I almost wish this was an all bronzer palette, but it's still a really nice palette. I actually really love Catrice face palettes. I love these undertones too, the bronzers. I think they're really nice. For my waterline, I'm gonna add the ColourPop Cream Gel Liner in Peach Fuzz, just for a little pop. And these are so beautiful. If you have never tried ColourPop liners, definitely highly recommend. It's a really pretty, almost like salmon color. This is sort of like on the waterline. It kind of looks a bit nude. And let's add some mascara. I'm gonna use the e.l.f. Lash and Roll. I'm taking more of the brow gel just to fluff these up here a little bit more. After the powder and everything, I feel like they get powdery, so I always like to kind of do a little bit more. But yeah, I look so different. I feel like whenever I do my brows like this with full glam, I'm just not used to it. But I do really like this brow gel, I will say. It is bomb. The only other thing that I'm gonna do is set my makeup, and I have a couple different setting sprays that I wanted to touch on. First, I have been using this Super Dewy from Makeup Revolution. This is so pretty. This is truly a very dewy setting spray. It has a light scent. It's not a continuous mist. It's kind of just a very light, fine mist though, and this is simply for the guys and girlies who love a dewy finish. I have two SPF sprays that I tested out. The Profusion SPF 40. I think this broke me out. I was using this quite a bit, and then I ended up stopping because I was literally breaking out, and I'm not sure what it was from, but I think it was this. The mister on it is also kind of harsh, not my favorite. It also makes your face look extra dewy, which I love dewy skin, but sometimes that's why I have a love-hate relationship with the SPF setting sprays. So that's how I feel about this Untouchable from e.l.f. I think this is really good, but I don't like the way it looks with makeup. I personally have been using this whenever I'm not wearing any makeup. With makeup, I think it's just a little bit too much for me personally. The mister on this though is much better than the one from Profusion, but I don't recommend spraying this too close to your face, maybe a little bit further away. I just wish there was a better way to reapply sunscreen that didn't involve a spray. I mean, I love the spray, but maybe like a matte version, if possible, would be amazing, or even having a powder with SPF in it. That would be bomb to touch up with throughout the day. Another setting spray that I use that I actually really love is the Too Faced Makeup Insurance 18-Hour Wear Spray. The only thing with this is when you spray it, I don't recommend spraying this too close to your face. Make sure that you're leaving enough distance, but this setting spray actually has held up really well in the heat. I really love it. I think it's honestly very comparable to the Beauty Blender 4-in-1 spray. These are kind of like neck and neck, to be honest, but this Too Faced one is the truth. It actually does work really nicely. So those are all of my July hits and misses. Lots of great products in today's video. I am so excited to continue using these and feature them in upcoming Get Ready With Me's and more looks. Some of my top standout products: Flower Beauty Blush, Full Fantasy Collection. I'm here for it. I love the eyeshadow palette and the blush palette. I'm also obsessed with this Diamond Bomb from Fenty. This is just so good over literally any blush combo. I'm also a really big fan of my Dew Glow Moisturizer. I'm definitely going to repurchase this when I run out. I love this SPF for every day. The lashes and the lip combo. This is just stunning. You guys have to try those Hard Candy Butter Bombs. I mean, I just can't get over the glossy, gorgeous tint. I'm also really into this liquid Poreless Putty Primer. I think out of all of the primers, this is definitely my #1 standout one. Don't forget to let me know what your hits and misses were for the month. If you guys tried anything that is amazing that you recommend, let me know. Thank you guys so much for being here and hanging out with me, and I cannot wait to see you very soon in my next one. Bye.